What's going on, business owners, all my beautiful faces out there, entrepreneurs, hardworking people? My name is Ash, the entrepreneur, and today we're going to be talking about the Small Business Relief Program through the city of Akron, Ohio. All right, so the Small Business Relief Program is actually out here to help Akron small business community that was actually affected by the pandemic. They're investing $1 million into a relief program to provide our business community with a much needed lifeline. So your small business may qualify for a $10,000 grant to help keep the lights on and to keep jobs local. So look, on August 15th, the application is going to go live so that we can begin applying. So we have like a whole week to actually get through this and to get prepared as far as documentation and everything, so that we will be prepared to apply as soon as the application is launched. Okay, so Akron again will invest $1 million into small businesses as a part of that $3.5 million dedicated to our city's American Rescue Plan Act funds to support business owners. This one-time grant places an emphasis on small businesses that have been negatively impacted by the COVID pandemic. Again, the application will launch on August 15th, 2022 and will close on September 2nd, 2022 by 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. All right. So grants will provide assistance to small businesses to keep their doors open, to protect local jobs threatened by the pandemic, and to increase the resiliency of local businesses within our city, particularly in geographic areas where the pandemic resulted in disproportionate economic outcomes. So Akron-based small businesses will have the opportunity to apply for this cash assistance, all right, for those who were threatened by this pandemic, and to increase the opportunity for people's doors to stay open, all right, due to lost revenue or just, the inflation on the prices of goods that we have. All right, so we can actually definitely use this money, y'all. We asked for it and now we got it, right? So we're going to be prepared to apply for this once it launches, all right? So the grant are a one-time payment of $10,000. The city of Akron set aside a total of $1 million in grants to help support this cause. Now, on April 15th, we're going to apply. A completed application must be filled out by the business owner using the online submission tool that won't be available until August 15th. All right. Now, should a business be unable to use the online portal, the city will provide a paper copy of the application for the business to fill out to submit. All right, so we finally got it, y'all. It seemed like all these other states and we're getting this money, and we finally got our opportunity, right? So we are going to be prepared. I'm not going to stress that more than ever, because that is the biggest thing about this application. You need to have all of your documentation and everything already squared away so that you can apply for this grant. All right, so look, we're going to go to this PDF file that I have available here. It's going to be in the description below for you to actually click on yourself and download it to your mobile device. But it tells you all of the ins and outs of this grant. All right, it tells you the background of the grant, when it opens, when it closes, the purpose of the grant, the how much is going to be available, and all of the requirements. All right, so let's go over the requirements really quickly. So the funds are available to a one time, that's it. All right, $10,000 for companies with no less than 2 employees and no more than 50 employees. So that's one of the requirements. You have to have between 2 and 50 employees on your payroll. All right. Now the city of Akron has a whole list of requirements that we need in order to, distinguish whether we would qualify for this grant or whether we wouldn't. So before we go over the program eligibility, I just want to let you know one more time that the grant doesn't open until the 15th of August, which is next week, and then it closes September 2nd, and then they're going to have the grant award announcements in October once they've done their thing and figured out who would actually be rewarded. All right. So in order to receive funding, the business must meet the following requirements for eligibility for this program. All right. So you must be an established business in good standing with appropriate qualifications. All right. So you must be a legal, established, for-profit business. All right. Legally established meaning you need to be registered with the state of Ohio. All right. You need to have all of your paperwork. You need to have your EIN number. You need to have your registration documents from the state of Ohio, okay, which can be accessed by anybody, and you can just look it up, and I'll have the link in the description below just so that you can get those copies or get those documents if need be. All right. You also, any business that is not a sole proprietorship, right? Meaning if you are an LLC, if you are a corporation, then you must be registered with the Ohio Secretary of State. All right. So if you are a sole proprietorship and you pretty much kind of haven't been registered with the state of Ohio, you kind of use your social security number in reference to your company's EIN number, then that will make you more so of a sole proprietor. So as long as you was a sole proprietor prior to January 1st, 2020, then you could actually use your sole proprietorship to get this grant as well. But if you're not a sole proprietor, you have an EIN and you are an LLC or corporation, then you will need to be registered with the state of Ohio to even qualify for this. All right, first and foremost. Now, any business operating with a trade name. All right, so my business is Three Kings Business Solutions LLC. All right, so, or if I trade name meaning doing business as, then you must also be registered with the state of Ohio. All right, anything other than your first and last name, pretty much. All right, so I know some people do hair, some people do, cut hair or whatnot, and they just use their first and last name, they use their social, and they're basically qualified as a sole proprietorship until they get their business registered with the state of Ohio, amongst other credentials that they may need. But that's neither here or there. You just need to be registered with the state of Ohio if you are not a sole proprietor. All right, if you are not using your first and last name and your social. All right. Now, the business must be in possession of any required business licensing, permits, or any of that for the city of Akron. So the business must be in possession of any required business license or permits for the business type in the city of Akron. So if you are a construction worker, or if you are a nurse or whatnot, and you own your own business, you must have your permits, you must have your business licensing and all of that current. All right. Now, the business must be current with income tax and property tax obligations for the business with the city of Akron and the county of Summit. All right. So the business must be current with income tax and property tax obligations for the business with the city of Akron and county of Summit. The business must have been in operation on or before January 1st, 2020 to qualify. The business core revenues should not be derived from or associated with the gambling, cannabis, or adult entertainment industries. Strippers, gamblers, anything with cannabis. No, you cannot use your revenue towards this grant, unfortunately. Also, the business must not be primarily engaged in the generation of revenue as passive activity as defined by the IRS for income purposes. So the business must not be primarily engaged in the generation of revenue as passive activity as defined by the IRS for income purposes. I will have more information regarding that as well in the description below. All right. So the business must be located in the city of Akron. The business primary location must be in the city of Akron, with the majority of its employees and or revenue concentrated within the boundaries of the city of Akron and located within a qualified census tract. All right. I'll have the census tract map in the description below. Pretty much you're going to have everything you need in the description under each title so that you'll know exactly what that link is pertaining to. All right, guys. So an employer of 2 to 50 full-time employees with less than $5 million in annual revenue. So you must have 2 or more, but not more than 50 full-time employees or part-time employees, including the owners actively working in the business, all right, at the business location tied to the application. All right. Also have earned less than $5 million in annual revenue and its most recent completed fiscal year. All right. You also need to be able to demonstrate economic hardship. So applicants must describe the negative business impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and or related health restrictions and orders. Be specific in describing the economic impact on business operations, revenues, expenses, employment, or income. All right. The business must be located within one of Akron's qualified census tracts. All right. Use the link that I'm going to put in the description to go over all of that to see if you are within that qualified census tract. All right. And the business must submit a fully completed application. A complete application must be submitted by an authorized representative of the business. All right.